Hello, my name is Alex and you're watching the Linux Realm. Today we look at Berry Linux or Berry OS. This is a small Linux distro that is based on Fedora. The latest version is 1.39, which is based on Fedora 40. It can be downloaded from the sourceforge.net website and the ISO size is about 750 MB. This OS comes in two languages, that's English and Japanese. So make sure while booting to select the English version or you will end up with Japanese. It has a bootable LXDE that features automatic hardware detection. It supports many graphics cards, sound cards, USB, and many other peripheral devices. You can use Berry OS as a Linux demo or a rescue system if need be. The Linux kernel on this version is 6.6.1 and the default desktop environment here is LXDE. During the booting process, here is what you're presented with. Berry OS, we have the CD-ROM, the English version, Wayland, the console, safe mode, USB, HD, and boot from USB. So for my case, I'm going to select the English version. So on the desktop like this, let's begin by changing the wallpaper. So go to desktop preferences and let's select a different wallpaper. On the left side we have the start menu. Right here we have the start button, the browser, the email, file manager, and the terminal right here, and the option to change your desktops right here. So we have the first one and the second desktop. On the far right we have a CPU monitor right here, doesn't do much, connections, and then the shutdown options right there. Now once we start the apps, you can see under accessories we can see we have the leaf pad, which is a text editor, very useful for taking short notes. Then we have Gedit is right there, and Notepad or Kwrite. In terms of games, we have a few games here. In terms of graphics, we have the GPIC View, Alas Paint, Mirage, and PixLR. Now for the internet, this is where you find this, the Dropbox, Eyes. For browser we have Firefox, which is version 95.0.2. We also have under Office we have Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Presentation, WPS, Spreadsheets. All these are not apps, they are just web apps, so they will need to use the internet. So that's why when I launch them, they direct me to Firefox. We have WPS Office 16. So this should be able to cater for all your word processing needs. Under the others section we have installer. You can also start Samba network and other details over there. Now under sound we have the Sander CD Reaper. System monitor we have the Sakura, which is a kind of terminal. And then we have the terminal, and we also have the PCman file manager. It's just a normal file manager. And now under preferences we have the customize look and feel. This is where you should customize your desktop, whether it's widgets, the color, the themes, the mouse cursor, fonts, and others. Then we have the default application LX session. We have desktop preferences. We saw this one earlier when we were changing wallpaper. And then we have the monitor and open box configurations. Let's check this one out. So you can use this one to configure themes as well and appearance, although the desktop environment here is LXDE. Under the logout section, you can choose to either logout, reboot, and such. We have Last Paint, which is an app like Photoshop. Now on the bottom panel, let's look at the terminal, and this is the Berry terminal, and there isn't much that is installed. So if you want to install apps here, you can use the DNF command just like you do on Fedora. Sudo DNF install fast fetch, and if you have a good internet connection, it should install. And now for installation, the minimum install requirements are as follows. You need an Intel compatible CPU, that's either i686 or later version. You need 128 gigs of RAM, and for the case of hard disk installation, you need 1.9 gigs of hard disk space. You don't necessarily have to install it. You can run this OS from a USB disk or a CD. Also, keep in mind that this distro is a 64-bit OS, so your processor should be 64-bit. It uses systemd init software, and the package manager here is RPM. The release model for this OS is fixed, meaning there is a new ISO for every new version of this OS that is released. And there you have it, folks. Berry Linux, a Fedora based lightweight Linux distribution. Tell me what you think of this distro in the comment section below. Also, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and catch you on the next one.